Hi there, I'm Pete Smith. Thanks for joining me on this Talks on Walks session. This is part 3 of Thoughts Create Reality. And today we're going to go a little bit deeper into some of the things we started talking about in part 2. And we're going to move on into new territory. So thanks again for watching part 3 of Thoughts Create Reality.
EQS Self-Express.
Hi guys, it's me, Pete Smith. Thanks for watching my episode of Talks on Walks. This is part 3 of a 5-parter on Thoughts Create Reality. We're going to go over some new things in this video and touch on some old ones that, not old ones, but ones that we sort of previously touched on. We'll finish some of those up and get on to some new things. And I just wanted to show you this behind me here. Guys, does your brain and your thoughts look a little bit like this? Like a forest with many, many trees and plants and growth and dead leaves and dead wood and no path that you can see. Huh? Is that how it looks to you guys? Is that how your brain looks? Because I want to show you what it could look like once you start seeing your thoughts. Your brain, your mind can look like this, guys. Can look like this. Nice and open and clear. You can see for miles and miles. You're ready. You're ready for those new, positive, beneficial thoughts that help you create the life that you want to create. The life that you were born to live. Not encumbered by lots of useless thinking and negative thoughts and behaviors. Guys, your mind can be like this. Wide open. Yes! I'm Pete Smith. Thanks for joining me on this Talks on Walks. Let's get to it, part 3. Thoughts create reality. Okay, so guys, I just wanted to say, I know it's probably kind of annoying when I say guys all the time, but unfortunately, well, fortunately maybe, I was brought up in New Jersey, and in my neighborhood, that's kind of how we talk most of the time, like, hey guys. So that's what I usually do. I'll try and limit it a little bit though, for those of you that may be a little disturbed by me always saying, hey guys. But anyway, what we talked about last episode 2, was different ways to figure out what we're thinking, to identify what we're thinking. And the first one that we said was to monitor our thoughts, so that when a thought comes in your brain during the day, you take notice of it. And then you know that it's something you need to look at because it kind of bothers you a little bit, like, why am I thinking that? Or here comes that thought again, you know, when you have those recurring thoughts that kind of needle at you. So the thing is to step back and take a look at it and figure out, just see it for what it is. What am I thinking? And then you can start figuring out about, well, why do I think that? And so you can go back and watch part 2 if you want a little bit more information on that. And then we also talked about writing down what we believe, what we think. 5 things. What I think about myself. 5 things. Short, sweet, and try and keep it in stuff that bothers you, not the positive stuff. We know that's good, and we're glad you have positive thoughts. Keep them. And keep thinking them. But we want to get to the ones that are bothering us. So 5 things about what I think of myself. 5 things about what I think of others. Now, these are just short answers, guys. Get right to the point with them. Don't censor yourself. Don't edit yourself. 5 things about what I think about the world. 5 things about what I think about life. And 5 things about what I think about death. Now, this will help you to uncover a lot of what you're thinking and what you're believing. So it's really about beliefs, guys. So this is going to uncover what you believe, okay? Now, once we've done this and we've got these things written down, just jotted down, what I want you to do is go ahead, take another sheet of paper, and write down the exact opposite of those things that you wrote. So if you said, I think I am a greedy person, then I want you to write down on an opposite sheet, on another sheet of paper, I think I am a generous person. Yeah, just like that. If you said, I think the world is spinning for no reason at all, then on the other sheet, put down, I think the world is spinning for a specific reason. Okay? You got the picture, right? So you just write down the exact opposite of what you wrote about what you think. Okay? Then I want you to look at those two things and decide whether you could, in any way, shape, or form, believe or take on the ones that are opposite from what you think. Okay? Because think about it, guys. The ones you wrote down first about what you think about yourself and the world, you think that that's what you think. But you just wrote down other ones that you think. Even though I just told you to do it, you wrote that down. You were able in your mind to twist that and turn it around. Okay? So think about it. There's no reason why you can't adopt those other thoughts. And when you look at them and actually read them with an honest and open heart, you're going to find out that you also believe those. Okay? You're not so steeped into what you think you think. You're not so glued to it, guys. You think you are. And some things we love to just keep. I'm a shy person. I'm shy. We love that one. A lot of people love that one because it keeps them from having to interact with other people. It's kind of an excuse, you know, a fallback. But you're not really shy. And if you look at the other side, I am a people person, you'll find that you are, in many ways, a people person. And it's all just a decision that you've made. Based on what? Well, based on a lot of stuff probably that happened in your past, or a few things that happened in your past. Okay? And that brings me on to the second point that I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about in this video. And that is what happened when we were kids and how we formed our beliefs and what we think about ourselves and the life and the world and life and death. We formed a lot of these when we were little. And we're just going to look at 3 examples, okay? I'm going to walk for this one. So, okay, guys. So we're back. Hey, guys, this is Talks on Walks. So I have to walk, right? My brother tells me, hey, why do you walk? Because it's very disturbing, you know? You're all out of breath from hiking, and I don't know. It's just what I like to do. I like the exercise. I like the fresh air. It helps my thinking, you know, clear out my head. So we were talking about these incidents that happened in the past. So what I want you to do, guys, is write down an incident that happened when you were, say, 4, maybe, like before kindergarten or just around kindergarten, first grade. And it's something that you remember, something that somebody said to you, or something that somebody did to you that made you feel really bad. Now, I'm not talking about big, crazy things. You could use one of those, but that's a little bit beyond what I'm talking about. I'm not a licensed therapist, guys, so you can certainly use that. But it's not necessary at this point, although that is probably in your way quite a bit. Okay, what I want you to do is write down what happened, and it's got to be an incident where somebody told you that you're not good enough, or that you don't belong, or that you don't fit in. Okay, that's the key. Because it happened to all of us. It happens to all of us when we're younger. Sorry guys, I had to fix the lighting. So I want you to write down one incident when you were 3 or 4, where somebody or something happened, or somebody told you, you're not good enough, you don't fit in. You did something and you were smacked down for it and told that you can't do that, you're not good enough, or you don't fit in, or you don't belong. And now that incident, guys, when you really look at it, write it down. And you're going to really look at that incident and you're going to complete it. That's all. You're not going to do anything else. You're going to just look at it, write it down, look at it, and acknowledge that it happened. I'm not asking you to forgive the other person or not forgive the other person or anything like that, because it's not about them, guys. It's about seeing how you felt at that time. And I want you to take that and think about, what decision did you make at that time about yourself or about the world when that happened? What did you say to yourself? What did you do? What decision did you make? Most of us guys made a decision which was, I'll never let that happen again. You see? I'll never let that happen again. I'll never get hurt like that again. No, no way. And being a youngster, we went through the whole rest of our life, usually, up until now, until you start really looking at it, trying to keep that from happening again. So it's held you back in every way, shape, or form, but especially in being able to express yourself, because you would censor yourself. You'd hold back. You would shut up. You would keep yourself from saying or doing something because, oh, could get hurt. And I'm not going to let that happen again. No, that feeling like I don't fit in. No way. Now, you could be like, 80 years old right now and still be feeling that, still be living. See, we take that incident, guys, and we put it in our future. And we look at it in our future and live into that, attempting to keep that from happening again. So we're living into that. We take it from the past, put it in the future, and as a little kid that something happened to, we're living into that, living into this little kid's incident. Okay? And once you can see that, guys, done. Get it out of there. You looked at it. It happened. Yes. It hurt. Yes. It was wrong. Yes. Okay. Guess what? Welcome to the rest of the world, guys. Welcome. Welcome to the world. Now throw it behind you. It happened. It happened. Not saying it didn't happen. Not saying it didn't hurt. Not saying it was right. But put it in the past, guys. Get it out of your future. You can live any life you want to live now, guys. You can let this thing keep bothering you. You sure can, if you want. But if you want to have a more fulfilling, more self-expressed life with a lot more fun and do all these things that you dreamed about doing, take that thing that's in your future, that past incident that you're living into, pull it out. Yes, it happened. Make a decision. It's done. It happened. Things happen to people. This one happened to me. It was very bad. Done. Moving on. Clear that path in front of you, guys. Now you've got an open path. You don't have to worry about that, guys. You don't have to worry about that, guys. Your path is clear now. Now, you can do that for another time. Generally, when you're about, 10 or 11, another incident reinforces that same sort of thing. Maybe it was like for some people, like for me, it might have been something that happened in baseball, maybe. Maybe I said or did something. I'll just give you an example. I just thought of this one. I don't know if it's, well, of course it's legit, because anything we think is good, guys, legit about this stuff. But I said something to a guy on a baseball field. You know what it was? I was sitting on a fence in baseball, in a baseball field. I was sitting on a fence having a beautiful day. My cousin was there. It was the outfield fence. My legs were swinging, and I was having a great time watching other people that I knew on the baseball team, little league team, playing baseball. And after the game, my cousin and I went up to like all the players and, hey, Billy, Johnny, whoever, how you doing? And we said hello. And the catcher from one of the teams came up to me, gave me a big shove. And he was pretty wide guy. He had some heft to him. Had a little bit of a reputation too for being kind of a tough kid. He gave me a big push, you know, enough to kind of wake me up. And he said, "What are you doing sitting on that fence? I told you to get off that fence, blah, 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 blah." I was just like, whoa, man. And it really shut me down for a while. I thought about it for a really long time because, I mean, I was a little kid. I was pretty darn intimidated by that. And I was like, whoa, I better watch out. Like, who do I think I am? I did something seriously wrong and I don't belong. This is his field and his team and he owns this place and who am I? And, you know, I was kind of afraid, you know. I didn't want to get my ass kicked, you know. And at the same time, I didn't want to back down. And but he gave me a good scaring. And it always haunted me after that. Like even in school, I would see this guy and I'd be like, he might want to fight. And I hope I don't have to fight him because I don't want to do that whole schoolyard fighting. And it just really, and it really held me back. I think I was stifled in a lot of ways by this idea that I should just shut up and not be so free about, you know, where I go and what I do and, hey, sitting on a fence, you know. And looking back on it, yeah, that really kind of shut me down. Now that's maybe not the best example. That did happen, and it did affect me. But I think you want something with a little more authority, like a guy telling, like, I think his dad was the coach, and I don't know whether I felt that too, but you want an incident where generally somebody with a lot of power over you, either an adult, older, sibling or relative or teacher, somebody has some power and authority over you, and they shut you down. That can really last. And that can really, you can take that and put that in your future and be like, never gonna let that happen again. And not realize it's there. Live your whole life, not realize that you're living, trying to keep that from happening. It's in your future. So you gotta get rid of it. Write it down. Think about it. Acknowledge that it happened. Say what happened. Figure it out. If you want to tell somebody, go ahead. I don't think it's necessary, you know, then you want to confront the person. I'm not getting into any of that. This is about you guys. Just about changing something in you. It's not about the other person. Changing something in you that's going to benefit you, okay? And then you do the same thing again for maybe like 13 years old, 14 years old, maybe 18, not quite 18, you're kind of an adult by then, but you're still growing at 13, maybe you're going through puberty. There could be an incident there. Something happens. And, you know, it really just shuts you down, makes you feel like you do not belong. There's something wrong, you know? You know how you sometimes can go through life and you have that feeling, there's something wrong, man. There's something wrong. And you don't know what it is, right? There's something wrong. You just got that aching feeling. This nun, this Buddhist nun, Pema Chodron. She's actually from New Jersey, guys. Look her up. She's fantastic. I don't know if she's still alive. I think she might have passed, but no, I think she's still alive. Anyway, she's up in Nova Scotia, I think. And she calls it Shenpa. I don't know where she got that name from, but you know, Shenpa. That's when you get that feeling like, something's wrong. No, I don't know what it is, but something's bothering you. So you got that Shenpa. A lot of times that's what it is, guys. It's these things that we put in our future from the past. And as soon as we can get them out and complete them, acknowledge it, yes, it happened. Okay, I'm ready to move on. Maybe you can't see the other person's side necessarily, but you might make an attempt at saying like, oh, well, you know what, you know, they probably didn't realize they were even saying it or doing it in a lot of cases. And okay, so that's enough about that. That I was talking about was the second way to sort of really dig in there and find out why we think certain things and why we believe certain things, okay? In this video, I want to bring up something new now, which is that we can get thoughts through, I believe, transference from our surroundings. Whether you call that telepathy from other people, from spirits, from the spirit world, thoughts, universal thoughts that are just sent out in the world. But I believe that is also another place where we get thoughts. Now the trick is, if we're like familiar with our thinking and already looking at this stuff and getting into like meditation, which I do on a regular basis to try and clear my mind a little bit, calm it down. You know, meditation is like, think of a boat out on the stormy seas, right? With no captain. And it's just going anywhere. It's ready to capsize left and right and floating, and it's going north and south, and it doesn't. Well, that can be like your mind. And what meditation can do is help you to get the captain back in the boat, to steer it a little bit. Just control it a little bit. Calm the waters a little bit. And that's where meditation can be beneficial. And what I'm talking about with telepathy and spirit and universal thought and, you know, all kinds of things, intuition and strong gut feelings, clairvoyance, all of these things can be happening to you, but you don't even know it because your mind is so cluttered with thoughts that you haven't put there or haven't cleared out in so many years that you don't know what's real anymore, you know? So I would highly recommend meditation. And then you can be able to more easily accept thoughts from outside, spiritual thoughts. You can more easily identify them and again, choose them. See, what we're doing, guys, we're building this brain and building our mind and working with our thoughts so we can get to the point where we have a choice. And if a thought comes into our head that doesn't serve us, we can just tell it, thank you, bye-bye. I'm not going to entertain you. You see, it's about whether we're going to entertain these thoughts and act on them and let them grow. If they're bad thoughts or if there's thoughts that are holding us back, we don't want to entertain them. We don't want to let them grow and multiply and grow really strong roots and grow families of those same thoughts. We want to be responsible for what we're thinking and responsible for cleaning house in our thoughts and keeping the thoughts that we want and getting rid of the ones that we don't and just letting them go. So, guys, it's like, who is the gatekeeper? Who's responsible? You. You're the gatekeeper of your mind, guys. You're the gatekeeper. You're responsible. Now, that thought, are you going to let it in? Are you going to let it play around in your backyard? Huh? Let me get a good shot here for my thumbnail. Are you going to let it play around in your backyard? Good. Take care of that thought. Give it a hello, thank you very much, goodbye. Okay? One other thing I wanted to talk about in this video, guys. Oh, by the way, part 4, the next video is going to be about how we install new thoughts in our brain. All the different things we can do to install new thoughts and to strengthen those good thoughts, those thoughts that serve us, how to strengthen those. And so that'll be exciting. So look out for number 4. This is part 3. If you haven't seen parts 2 and 1, go back and watch them. You can get them. I'll link part 2 to this video. I'll probably link part 1 also. Anyway, yeah, you're the gatekeeper, guys. It's your duty to yourself to monitor what's coming in and out. And all this stuff is going to build your muscle, your thinking muscle, your mind muscle, your soul, your constitution, your heart, about what's good for you and what's not. And you're not going to be controlled by just thoughts from anywhere, okay? Guys, I wanted to touch on social media. You know, I talk a lot about cable TV because I'm from the age of cable, right? You know, I grew up with cable. I actually was one of the first cable installers in New Jersey. I worked for a company called RT, look it up, RT Cable, installing. I only lasted about 3 months, but then I went to Suburban Cable and started working for their service department. But yeah, I was right on the cutting edge of that. So I talk a lot about cable TV, but guys, now it's social media, of course, your phone. Your phone, guys, your phone, your iPad, computer, but social media, guys. What it's doing, it's somehow maybe a little bit better than just mindless TV watching, but not much, especially if you're doing this, guys. You know what that is? That's like Facebooking on the phone or Instagram. Now, each time you do that, guys, whatever you're looking at, it's going in your brain. You're seeing it like that. You're reading it like that. Each one of those is going in your brain. Now, these social media companies, guys, their job is to make money. How do they make money, guys? Advertising, you guessed it. How do they get advertising? People like you. Is their purpose to help you? Is social media there to help you? To help you? Is Instagram there to benefit you? No, not really. You may be able to use it in that way. And if you can, that's great. If you're disciplined and using it for business, all power to you. But if you're mindlessly looking at this stuff, remember, they're there just to make money, those companies. And they're using algorithms, okay? They're using algorithms. They're tracking every single thing you do. When you, they're tracking it. When you stop and read something, they know exactly what you've read. They know exactly what you've read. They know what the picture is. They know what the words are. It's all in the computer. They know how long you've stopped. They probably know what you've looked at, where your eye went. And they do that over and over and over every time you, okay? They're compiling all that information. And they're feeding you things that they've already determined you're going to want to stop and look at. And they keep doing it. And they keep building that database on you, on everyone, but on you. And they're going to keep feeding you things so that you keep looking. And they're feeding you things based on what you've already done. So they're predicting what you're going to do next, what you like. They're looking at, Google's looking at every place that you've been on the maps. Every place that you've been, as long as your GPS is on. They're compiling that. They know how long you've been there, how long you've stayed there, how many times you've gone there. And they're taking all this stuff and building a database to predict what your preference is going to be so that when you go on Facebook, or in Google's case, you go on YouTube, or you search Google, whatever, use their products, Gmail, they've already got all this information on you so they can keep you glued so they can advertise to you. And they're predicting your behavior, predicting what you're going to want. Okay, this is scary, and this is all about your thoughts, guys. They're getting to know your thoughts. Each and every thought. Are you getting to know your thoughts? Because they are. And they're using it. They're using it to make you continue watching, continue clicking, continue looking at the advertising, continue buying. And they're just gonna keep doing it. They're just gonna keep doing it, guys. Unless you start using your brain and realizing that this stuff is not as innocent as it seems, okay? And that it's your responsibility to stop it. It's your responsibility to control what you look at, what you think, what you're going to allow into your brain. Because guys, after they figure out what you want next and predict what you want next, the next step is to nudge you little by little by feeding you different things to what they want you to think, to what they want you to believe, to what they want you to vote for, to what they want you to buy. You get it? First they predict, then once they can predict, they add in their own nudge to get you to do what they want. Okay, you see how that works? So now, let's take YouTube, for example. Like, this is why it's so important, guys, to subscribe to a channel that you like and try and avoid recommended. I mean, recommended can be fun, but it's better to subscribe. Find stuff you like, subscribe to it, and then go to that channel and watch what they're saying because you like it. Because what YouTube is doing is little by little, once they can predict, then they nudge. So let's just take politics, right? Say that they find that you're on the right, okay? Because they know everything about you. Now they're feeding you videos that you're gonna watch and watch and watch. Oh, he'll like this one. Oh, this person, oh, this one's yelling at this one. They're gonna love this video, we're gonna recommend it. So these algorithms are working 24 hours a day, faster than the speed of light to keep you watching. And then they're gonna add in a little something. Say they want you to go left. They're gonna add in just a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, pepper, to that video that they know you like. They'll take content like that and add one that's just a little bit this way. So it's got all that stuff you like, but it's got a little bit of the other stuff. They say, hey, you know what? Let's see if we could convince them a little bit there. Oh, that didn't work. We'll do it this way. We'll add this. Hey, he doesn't like mustard. We'll give him ketchup. He doesn't like salt. We'll give him pepper. He doesn't like sweet. We'll give him sour. And little by little, they can control you. They can now control your thinking. They can mold you, guys. They can mold you into what they want. And you think it's all you. You think it's all your opinion. You think it's all your decision, like your belief. But guys, it's just what somebody's telling you. It's just what you happen to be seeing. It's just what you're choosing to believe. Beliefs are nothing more than presupposing something to be true. So when you say you believe something, you're just presupposing, like starting out from the beginning before anything happens, you're already decided that that thing is true. That's a belief. Guys, nothing is true. Nothing is true. It's only true because you believe it. And it's only true because society says a consensus on it. Like, yes, society agrees, therefore now it's truth. That's it. There is no truth. It's only things that you believe. Belief is nothing more than just this presupposition that it's true. It doesn't mean it is true. And it doesn't mean you can't change it. You can change it. You can change your beliefs. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. And I mentioned those paraliminals by Paul R. Sheely from Learning Strategies in Minneapolis. And I highly recommend those. Highly recommend those CDs, paraliminals. They're about a half hour long, and you can actually install new beliefs with those about anything. They don't tell you what to believe. They just give you the way through not doing anything, just listening to the CD. That's all you do. You don't have to write down things. You don't have to take notes. You don't even have to stay awake. Put the CD on the headphones. It works in both ears in stereo, and it's just amazing. And he lays the groundwork through like a little light hypnosis into the subconscious mind. He talks about things, 2 different things in each ear. You can hear them. It's not like you can't hear them. Not subliminal, paraliminal. So that means it's like sort of subliminal, but it's more, you can hear it. It's not like nefarious stuff underneath. And he gives you the framework for what is it that you'd like to change about yourself? What is it that you wish you believed differently? And then he sends you into this meditation and gives you a way so that when it's over, you've just installed a new belief that you've chosen. Amazing stuff. Anyway, I think this video has probably gone on quite long enough. You bored of me yet? You still on here? Wow, you're the only one. Thanks a lot for watching. Hey, we're gonna go to part 4 next after this, a couple days, and that's gonna be like what I just talked about, how to install new thoughts. Part of it is things like paraliminals. Part of it is things like paraliminals, but I'm also gonna teach you some other ways so that you can install new thoughts. Thoughts that work for you, thoughts that benefit you. One last thing, guys, very important. When you're monitoring your thoughts during the day, and a thought comes to you, and you know that it bothers you in some way, and you say, I need to look at that. Why am I thinking that? Why is that bothering me? Look at it, especially if it's a recurring thought that gnaws at you. Look at it and ask yourself, does this thought serve me or the world? Is it useful? That's a great question, guys. Just take the thought, say, I'm thinking this right now. And push the thought out there so you can see it in your mind's eye so it's not attached to you. Take the thought, put it in your mind's eye, say, this is the thought that I'm thinking. Does this serve me or the world or life or others in some way? Is it useful? Is it a useful thought? And then the second question that you should ask, guys, is how does this thought make me feel? Does it give me good energy? Does it make me feel like I want to go out and start the day? You know, like, yahoo, this thought's really powerful. How is the energy of that thought? Does it feel like, whoa, I love this thought. This thought, I should be thinking this all day long. I could go out and make more videos. I could talk about this. I could share this with my friends. This thought is so good. I want to just help people with it, and I want to build something, make something, and share something. Is it that kind of thought, or is it a thought that is like, oh, this thought is hard to keep. Makes me so tired. Drains my energy. This thought is horrible. I'm just like out of battery power here with this thought. Keeps bothering me. Okay? That's how you know if a thought is like serving you or not, guys. And if it's like the latter, like really making you feel bad, it's time to get rid of it. You're not obligated to hang on to that thought, okay? Get rid of it. It's not something that you need. If it's not giving you power and enthusiasm in life, it's not worth hanging on to, okay? So identify it, let it go, and you'll be happy you did that. and try, you know, if you want to dig deeper, find out why you have that thought, and then once you find out why you think that, where you got that thought from, it's so much easier then to let it go, because you're like, oh, I got that from this. You know, I never actually looked at it. I just went ahead and believed it because so many people told me that's the way it was. That's the way life was. That's the way this was. That's the way it worked. But you know what? Maybe it doesn't. There's people that believe the opposite, that don't believe that. Maybe they can be. So it takes a little bit of an open mind, right? Anyway, let me just see if there's anything else before I sign off. Okay, there was one other thing, guys. I wanted to mention, did you ever think about the fact, guys, that everything in the world, like cars, houses, cell phones, computers, anything, inventions, a saw, you know, a hammer, nails, whatever, everything that we see in the world around us has been created by a man thinking of it. I mean, except for nature. I don't think man thought up nature, okay? But all like products and things that are in our world, items, and a lot of ideas, they all started with someone with a thought. That's the only way they started. Someone had to think it first. That's it. So, I mean, I don't think I need to convince you at this point that thoughts do create your reality. But just in case, I don't know if you've ever thought about that, but everything that we have in the world that we've made, any progress that we've made as humankind, began with a thought. Somebody had the thought first. There's a chair. Somebody had the thought first. I'm going to create that chair. Okay, so that's how important thoughts are. Just wanted to share that with you. One other thing, guys. I just wanted to let you know, YouTube doesn't allow me to monetize my channel yet. So if you'd like to donate, donations are accepted. Follow the link in the description to make a donation. Or you can just buy me a cup of coffee if you want, guys. All right, thanks. If you've made it to the end of this video, congratulations. You're one of my loyal fans. I love you. Okay, we got more coming in a few days, guys. Part 4. This is Pete Smith saying so long. Be safe, everyone.